Okay, welcome to the show. You're watching the Fox Business Network. Let's get right at it with House Judiciary's Greg Steube and former U.S. Attorney Brett Tolman. Congressman, first to you. What do you make of this? If the Senate trial doesn't start, Monday or Tuesday, Trump is out of office on January 20th. But the Constitution does not allow for a Senate trial of a private citizen. It covers government office holders. So could the Senate trial just not go on? Because it would be unconstitutional.
Yeah, I think you have a situation and a circumstance that the framers never thought about, impeaching somebody who's no longer a president. I mean, the plain reading of the Constitution is pretty clear. You have to impeach a president. And if Trump is out of office when they start the trial, you have a real legal question on your hands as to whether the Senate even has authority to move forward in the impeachment trial. So I think you're going to have a lot of issues here. I mean, look at the precedent that's being set, the poor precedent being set in the House. Not a single witness was heard, not a single hearing was had, and we rushed this impeachment to the floor. Pelosi rushed this impeachment to the floor to a vote. Not a single witness, not a single hearing. Nobody had any opportunity to cross-examine witnesses or talk to witnesses, and that's the situation that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, Brett, take out what happened with the Capitol riots. Take out the name Trump. Take out all the names. Just look at what Congressman Steube is now saying. A dangerous precedent, not a single hearing, basically railroading impeachment through without the president getting to defend himself. Listen, we understand, and we've been reporting how, mob violence is wrong and trying to overthrow the Electoral College certification was wrong. But this is about a Senate this is about a hearing. This is about impeachment hearings. What do you make of what Congressman Steube just said?
Well, look, I've been in trial, and I've been in trial when I have weak evidence. Can you imagine going to trial with no evidence and expecting that they vote, the Senate being the jury on the impeachment, that they vote when no evidence has been gathered, which is the sole responsibility of the House when it engages in impeachment? It is a dangerous precedent, I agree. And the reason for that is because there's a gap in the law. The law is imperfect. The Constitution does not indicate what should happen. It gives us one mandate, which is the Senate has to take up an impeachment, but then it indicates that it cannot impeach anyone that's a private citizen. And so we have a gap in the law that gets filled in by the leadership in the Senate. And so we need wisdom, we need thoughtfulness and consideration for the long-term effects of going forward.
Yeah, going forward, in other words, you can do a snap impeachment, railroad it through without what Congressman Steube is talking about. Congressman, let's break it down this way. What if the Senate trial does start on Monday or Tuesday? Under the Constitution, and Brett, take this on too, could they still go forward with an inquest into a private citizen?
Well, they could move forward as long as Trump's still in office. The Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court presides over this. So I think the moment that Biden is sworn in as the president and Trump's no longer the president, if the trial either hasn't started or if the trial has started and that event has occurred, I would imagine that a single senator could make an objection, a legal objection, or Trump's lawyers can make a legal objection that he's no longer the president and therefore under the Constitution can't be impeached. And you have the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court that's going to be overseeing all of this as a justice who would be able to make that determination.
Okay, so Brett, take this on. And also there's this, it's a Supreme Court free speech case in 1969, Brandenburg versus Ohio. It would cover Trump's speech last week. It indicates Trump may not get convicted, even at a Senate trial. Judge Napolitano points that out. But the 14th Amendment says, if you take an oath of office, you swear to an oath of office, you're not supposed to be involved in any insurrectionist activity whatsoever. Can you break this down, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, first off, in terms of the trial starting, one day before President Trump is out of office, in addition to objecting as a senator, I would immediately, if Trump's lawyers should immediately file for a restraining order at the Supreme Court, file an action to object to going forward, and even file for recusal of the Chief Justice, given that if he's sitting on the trial or on the Senate side. I mean, there's a lot of legal issues that would need to be sorted out because it's unprecedented. When it comes to what they're trying the president for, not only is there no evidence that's been gathered, no sitting Judiciary Committee in the House questioned witnesses or reviewed documents. They impeached without that evidence. And the same is true in terms of the analysis of what the president did. There has been no meaningful, thoughtful analysis of the president's speech. There's rumors that there was activity that was planned even prior to the speech. So there's too many factual issues to even proceed.
So we have shown the viewer the last 2 nights, Congressman, exactly what the president said in his speech. Say, so it was, critics are saying it was incendiary. People are saying he did incite a riot with what he said in the speech. But given these other factors that we're talking about now, what ballpark for us the likelihood that, this Senate trial is going to go forward?
Well, one, I don't see anything in that transcript that was incendiary or incited a riot. And the case that you quoted, Brandenburg versus Ohio, lays out a very clear set of elements for incitement of a riot or incitement of violence. And that his speech does not qualify for that or even come close to that. So you don't even have the elements of a crime. And if you don't have a crime that was committed, you have to have high crimes or misdemeanors in order to be impeached. And you don't have that. So I just don't see how you could move forward. Like the attorney was saying, you could do a simple motion to dismiss based on the fact that, one, there's no evidence in the record, and two, you haven't met the legal framework of a crime being committed and that would qualify for high crimes and misdemeanors.
He said, quote, "Fight for Trump. We're going to have somebody in there that should not be in there. Our country will be destroyed. We're not going to stand for that." So the 69 SCOTUS case, it seems like that would cover that. So we're going to stay on this debate. Congressman Greg Steube and Brett Tolman, thank you so much for joining us. We know that was a hot debate. We're going to keep going at it and covering it. Good to see you.